Hey everybody, and welcome to Attempts at Governance. This is episode 286. We're calling this one Marketing Subtreasury. We're going to be talking about the marketing bounty just a little later in the show here, after I let Dot for Good into the show. Hey there, welcome back to the show. We're going to start with the state of the Treasury, which is looking pretty neutral, slightly positive this week. We are up 80,000 DOT, which is worth about $221,000, and that brings the DOT pile to 25.77 million DOT. We're up 20,000 USDT to 7.22 million, and up 140,000 USDC to 3.99 million. That's the state of the Treasury. We're now going to throw it over to Florentina for a look at a few refs gone by.
Thank you, Jay. So for this week, we have a medium spender 1773. It was the Inc. Alliance second version of a proposal to develop the Rust smart contracts documentation and prepare for Polkadot Hub. They were requesting 538,000 USDC, and unfortunately, this was rejected with 58.4% nay. Next, we have a small spender, Treasury Guardian V2. Proposal 1776, and this one was with 4 milestones instead of 6 from the V1, but this one was rejected with 100% nay. And I saw that they just posted a V3, so I guess we'll look at that later on the show.
We will. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, interesting that Inc. is struggling so much here. I wonder what the path forward will be for them. Don was on stage at Sub-Zero, and he had a ripping presentation. I don't know if you caught it, but the energy was fantastic, and the vision was great. But I don't know where we go from here with Inc. Any sense of what that might be, Florentina?
I don't know, Jay. I was asking myself the same thing because the timeline is short for Hub for December.
Yeah.
And they really did their best to explain why all the arguments as to why it was probably easier to onboard developers to Inc. than Solidity smart contracts, but it seems the community is not on board. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hey, want to give a shout out to Danny P, Chess on Chain, Famtai, Nachito, and Mark in the chat. Nice to have you with us today. Please feel free to share your thoughts, and we'll include them in the show when we can. We're going to start with some presentations this week. We have a few nice people on the call to talk about their vision for the Treasury going forward, starting with Hungarian Polkadot DAO. We have Spectra on the show. Hey, Spectra, how's it going?
Hi guys, how are you? It's all good over here.
Good, we're doing good. Curious about this new ref you put up, 1793. This is for 50,000 USDC.
88.
What's that?
88.
Say it again?
88.
88. What's it? 88,000 in
It's
total.
in two
Oh, yeah,
countries.
you're right. 88,000 USDC. Sorry, it's early. It's not even early. I'm just stupid. Okay, accelerating ecosystem and builder growth, education and adoption in Hungary and Central Eastern Europe. Sir, I'll give you 8 minutes. Why don't you tell us what's going on with this 88,000?
Okay, so basically, we have been in the Polkadot ecosystem, at least the DAO or the beginning of the DAO, for a long time now, and especially since last year, we got more involved, and we started organizing ourselves into a DAO, and we kind of got more and more into it. And we realized that it just to sort of upkeep with the ecosystem and to be involved, it takes quite a lot of time. And then also to make meaningful contributions, that's even more time and more effort.
Yeah.
So what we have come up with is this ref, because basically there's no, obviously the ambassador program is not happening. The Polkadot agent program is, we don't know how that is going. And we thought that a organized and structured kind of approach from a DAO could be a way forward, and it could be a template for other communities to follow as to how to sort of represent Polkadot in your circles, which in this instance is Hungary mainly, but we also have a relationship that we started back in the kind of PIF days, back in January, with the surrounding countries. It's called the Visegrad 4, which is like a historical connection between the 4 countries, Slovakia, Czechia, and Poland. So we did 2 real-life meetups between representatives of the countries. And we try to sort of make their way from community to become a DAO. And we shared knowledge, so we discussed back and forth. And to push this forward, we came up with this referendum, which may not be the best time, but I mean, whatever. When is the good time? So we got to the point where we kind of kept refining it as to what we can do for Polkadot in Hungary, and we came up with this. And there's 5 objectives with some key results. So for those who don't know, we use the OKR method instead of key performance indicators, because as the top companies using it, like Google and Microsoft and the rest, with basically when you don't exactly know what you're doing, then you don't know what a key performance indicator is. So you need to find those key performance indicators, and that's where the OKR kind of methodology comes in, that you set objectives and expected key results, and then basically quarterly or whenever you pivot. And then eventually, especially if it's a business, then you can set key performance indicators once you identify them. So the number one objective that we want to achieve is academic integration. So we want to put crypto blockchain education into universities, and we have a connection to one of the universities, which is Oberdo University. It's one of Hungary's top-ranked IT institution, where we can start a absolutely official course for 1 semester for 3 credits. And it will be based on the PBAX curriculum. So we obviously had a discussion with PBA. They are supporting us, and they would like to go into universities, and we have been pushing this for a while. So it looks like that, especially with the help of this referendum, it will come to fruition from February, i.e., the second semester. And if that is helpful, if that is successful, then we can basically go to any other universities saying that, well, look, this is how it works. In Oberda University, you can just basically copy paste it and then make a template out of it, so we can offer it to other universities around the world, but especially Europe. So the target here is 25 to 60 enrolled students per semester. Well, the first semester, and then we'll see how it goes, basically. So that's number one. Number two is government and business engagement. This is also what we have started in January. So what we have identified, not just in Hungary, but around the world, is basically when we talk about kind of building on Polkadot, any sort of ideas, business people, tinkerers, whatever, they don't know about Polkadot. They don't know it exists. If they do, the first question is it still alive? So we need to make more awareness. Now, government people are worse. So they just absolutely don't know about Polkadot and why Polkadot is so cool, the whole kind of infrastructure. Oh, geez. So that's like a low-level kind of going into places where we can at least say how cool it is. Hungarian language and content marketing. This is what we have been doing for a while now with articles and some videos. We want to elaborate on that, make it more official, more professional. Building up the local community, again, that's what we've been doing since 2021, I believe. We are the longest continuous meetups behind some two other cities, maybe, in Budapest. So we would like to continue that, but again, that takes a lot of time and effort. Obviously, the event bounty supports this, especially with the Roots initiative. We want to expand it to other cities than Budapest, to some other cities. And also, the number 5 is the global community mentoring and outreach. So we have found that to act as a DAO in the Polkadot ecosystem, it's really hard. It's not easy. The tools are not there. And we have been spending a lot of time figuring out how stuff works and how it should work, and making basically a template as to what you can do and what you should do to get more organized. Well, if that went fast at 8 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, if I'm
we're all
watching
done
it,
there. We're all done there. All right. Okay. Interesting. So my question was about the where you were with the Roots initiative, but it looks like you're looking to expand on there. Definitely encourage people to come check this out. So you went through your 5 objectives. You also have a section on the track record here and the funding structure. The budget's buried a little bit deeper, but I think it's around $5,200 per month for both yourself and Victor. And
yes.
Yeah, we're at time here, but maybe we can get into some more questions another time. And we'll get some feedback as well, because this is a very fresh ref posted just 2 hours ago or just yesterday.
Well, I think it was, somewhere in the early hours of today.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I think maybe this is maybe a public service announcement. Were you trying to post on Poke Assembly there? With Poke Assembly?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think
Yes.
they have some issues right now because of the migration. but that is being resolved. But I would recommend people don't post through Poke Assembly until we get an update from them on
Subsquare. You cannot do milestone payment with the template.
Oh, really? Is that true? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we chose Poke Assembly, and
Yeah.
then there was a problem with it. So there's
Okay, well, hopefully these get smoothed out very soon. But anyway,
Yeah.
Spectre, nice to see you. Hey, Victor, didn't get to hear from you, but hi, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. We'll throw it now to the next ref that we're discussing today. This is, hold it, where is it? It's coming out very soon. I think I moved it. Oh, it's for Sergey, Region X Hub. New proposal here, Sergey. We've seen you on the show, I mean, for a few months now. This is the third attempt, I think, and now we're reduced down to 36,600 USDC. We're on the small spender track, and early votes actually 6.58 million in favor here. So Saxonburg and Permanence DAO on the I side already. Congratulations on that. I'm going to put 8 minutes on the clock for you, sir. And why don't you tell us what's new here and why this is the ref that voters should support?
Yeah, so I will be short. As you said, I have attended AAG a few times, so I explained kind of the project. Basically, Region X is right now the primary interface for Agile core time in the ecosystem. The reason for this third proposal is to keep the project alive in the ecosystem, as it's, I think, in overall Polkadot's interest. This proposal is the result of us discussing with Web3 Foundation on how we can improve on our last proposal, and basically we ended up minimizing the proposal and just leaving the most key features and maintenance and operational costs in there. So the cost has been really reduced, and the idea is that a lot of people are concerned, let's say, about operational costs. We figured out, actually, even in the previous proposal, I think, that the operational costs will be reduced to zero once the parity data team will be able to provide us with Agile core time data, as that is the key expense we have right now, is running our own indexers and getting the core time data. So once that's there, the operational costs will be zero. The other thing is, after discussing with the Web3 Foundation grants team, we have discussed that we will move the repository of the Region X Hub over to the Polkadot Fellowship Organization, and this way we are not the only team that's, let's say, responsible for maintaining this project. We will also work on making the project, I mean, it's already open source, but we will work on documentation and just making it more accessible for outside contributors. And this way, the entire project is not solely relying on us. Those are kind of the two main things that I also wanted to mention. I'm not sure if there are questions about the current proposal. It's basically as the previous one, with a few removed things and just minimized cost.
Okay, very nice. Thanks for sticking with it, Sergey. Hopefully we can find some consensus here. That helps you continue. You said you worked with the Web3 Foundation there, but it's a big organization, lots of different groups there. Can you expand a little bit about what you meant by that? Who are you speaking to?
So, like, this is my understanding. I'm not someone who is part of it. So from my perspective, I have talked with the Web3 Foundation grants team.
Okay.
They also left the comment on the proposal.
Oh.
I had a call with them, actually, and we ended up updating the proposal and passing it towards them to review it. So once we came to an agreement, we have posted it here on the Treasury.
Nice. So here's the W3F governance team, and we'll get to more about them in a little bit here. But the W3F grants team reviewed the deliverables from Region X and ratified the costs associated with them. We request the Region X team to move their codebase to the Technical Fellowship GitHub repository, and details to be communicated after the funding request is approved by the Polkadot OpenGov. That's what they said there. Very cool. Florentina.
Yes, Sergey, I'm glad that you're back at least, even though I'm sorry that you have to come 3 times and every time reducing and reducing. I do believe that it is very important to have this core time marketplace. But it's very cryptic to me, this comment from the Web3 Foundation. So you are talking to the grants team. Does that mean that you are applying for a grant with them?
No, this is related to them announcing that they will participate in governance.
Okay.
So yeah, this is basically them participating in OpenGov. So we are not applying for like a Web3 Foundation grant or something like that. We are still applying for Treasury funding. However, this time Web3 Foundation is also, let's say, involved in the voting process and commenting on the proposal itself.
Nice to see. Nice to see you. Anybody else have something they'd like to say here? Nope. Cool. All right. Hey, Sergey, nice to see you again. Hopefully we have some good news on this next week. Just a few days into the decision period here, but small spender, these things tend to go quick once support piles up. So yeah, we'll check in next week. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for giving the time.
Good stuff. Okay, moving on to the title ref of today's show. Shocking advancement. Shocking announcement last week when this new account, W3F governance team, popped up and put up Ref 1791 on the Treasurer track. And this is intended to close the Polkadot marketing bounty. Right now we have 10.91 million DOT on the I side. That's 3 heavy DVs, Polkadot Poland, Linexus, and Permanence DAO on the I side. Also Permanence DAO's personal accounts on the I side. And DV Lite Flez, Scrappy in the forums, Flez here on the I side as well. Ross from the staking dashboard on the I side, Paradox on the I side as well, 0 against. And we have the White Rabbit abstaining on this one, I think because he does some managerial work for the marketing bounty, and he does it very well. But that's a situation here. I guess I'm going to open it up to the panel. We have Karam on the call here from the Web3 Foundation. Nice of you to come here with us today, Karam. Did you want to just say a few words about the motivation here or the vision with this ref?
Yeah, thanks, Jay. And sorry, I'm not showing my face. I'm heavily jet lagged now.
Are you back home or are you still over there?
No, not yet. But the jet lag just kicked in right now.
Oh,
I was not there at the very first days of Sub-Zero.
Take care.
No, thank you so much. I mean, Sergey just mentioned as well the comment we had from the OpenGov, the Web3 Foundation governance team, which shows that you're going to see more active and proactive action and commentary from the Web3 Foundation going forward on OpenGov. We've already laid down some of the operational guardrails for our participation in the announcement, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. And yeah, basically this action or this proposal comes in a way that is connected to other attempts to basically protect the Treasury. You also saw that today there has been another ref to close the Pioneers Prize bounty, proposed by OTAR. So overall, it's just an overall attempt and strategy to try to basically be more active in the Treasury and listening to the community's feedback, so to say, on all bounties and projects that are hitting in OpenGov. I want to highlight that Web3 Foundation is one stakeholder in OpenGov, not the decision maker. We did basically outline the governance participation framework, and this matters because the Treasury is the commons. It belongs to the entire community. Yep.
Thank you very much, and thanks for being here as well. It's really nice to see. You say Web3 Foundation is only one stakeholder, but a significant stakeholder, and obviously one with a lot of conviction and a huge stake in the network beyond tokens as well. Obviously, we're like your little baby. Polkadot's like Web3 Foundation's little baby, or the DOT token is at least. So nice to have you here. Yeah, go ahead.
Jay,
yes.
If you look at the tally, you're gonna say you mentioned. I don't even remember before seeing 0 DOT on the nay side on any ref, to be honest. And I've been here and this has been there for 3 days now. I've been here for almost a year now with the Web3 Foundation.
Yeah.
So I would say this shows that the community agrees and approves this action, and we're gonna let it run and see what's gonna happen next. Yeah, it's definitely not about effort or goodwill or anything. We acknowledge the curator's work and so on, but is this structure serving the community's long-term interests? This is a question mark, and the proposal is a question mark on that.
Yeah, you know, I also think that Gav's new kind of vision going forward sets a strong signal for what outreach might look like. I feel like the outreach since Giotto times, and then Giotto times became the marketing bounty, and although they operated quite differently, there still was this sort of this motivation to put DOT against the rest of the crypto industry. I think what Gavin is suggesting now going forward with the Polkadot people and giving them products to work with and all that is actually totally different than the rest of the industry. And maybe this direction that we've been going might not serve the ecosystem so much anymore. Oh, we got Big Tommy on the show. Oh, Spectre, I'm going to throw it to you in a second, but I got to hear from Tommy real quick. What's going on over there? Are you still down south?
Yes, still in Buenos Aires.
What do you think about this one?
So Sub-Zero was amazing. I already said it on Twitter. I think the mix of people was great. So we got a lot of people from outside of Polkadot in and be exposed to Polkadot for the first time. Event organization was also fine. I think the location was unique. We were the second most registered and maybe visited side event in all of Buenos Aires, next to DevConnect.
Yeah.
So pretty amazing.
Okay, nice. Sorry, just to clarify, we're talking. So you just jumped in the middle here. We're talking about the closing the Polkadot marketing bounty here. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts that you wanted to share on this situation?
Well, I mean, it's part of a bigger campaign from the Web3 Foundation. It seems to get to a holistic strategy about how to develop Polkadot. And yeah, I can just suggest to anyone to listen to Gavin's presentation at Sub-Zero, where he lays out the major points. I think, Jay, you mentioned it before, joined like Polkadot people, stablecoin, and Hub and the app.
Yeah, totally. Spectre, what are you thinking about this? This is a big move.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, so the wallet W3 governance team that you confirmed that it is actually from the Web3 Foundation. And if you could elaborate a little bit on who is the governance team within the Web3 Foundation? So who makes these decisions?
Thanks for the question, Spectra. The governance team is within the foundation. It's basically me as the governance lead, and we're gonna have more individuals joining the team. In addition, of course, to basically other team members from the Web3 Foundation. This wallet is controlled by the governance team, so it's controlled by Web3 Foundation. These decisions are made at the direction of the funding committee. So whether it's going to be the votes in the future or any future refs, the funding committee basically is going to make these decisions, and we act based on that.
Thank you for the question, Spectra. Jose.
Hello, everyone. So let's talk about a bit about the marketing bounty. The marketing bounty, I think they have done a good job about basically making aware about branding Polkadot different events, and I think they have done a good job. I think we did miss a little bit into the mission of the bounties itself, and them serving as an umbrella to everything that it's Polkadot, right? I mean, most people see Polkadot most people who I talk see Polkadot like the best technology. That's undoubtedly true. We are the technology to be developing on for many reasons, but I'm not going to go into that. But more than a platform, we want to be a movement. We want to be a movement of people, right? Because this is what makes Polkadot special. It's like we have the tools to move people, We wanna make the internet what it was meant to be, and for that we need people. The people on the marketing bounty are great. They have done their best. There is no bad intention. We need to stop as a community being reactionary and toxic. If you have anything to do or to say in the forums, be constructive. Let's build it. This is not about taking castles down. This is about building movement. And for that, we need every single soul. So this is not a game. This is real life, and this can impact many people around. So, let's not fiddle in little things, and let's just all focus into what is important and remember that, and let's just advance that. I think we need mechanisms on which bounties could be, in a way, decentralized also. We need expertise guiding these bounties. And with that, we will all together move and raise to the ranks on which, Ethereum will be jealous to be, right? We all ecosystems are facing the same problem. People say Polkadot is dead, and why not, right? Well, I'm sorry. If you go to the main stage in the Ethereum events this week, it's a 2,000 seat event, and you have what, 100 people, right? So it's like it's not that Polkadot is dead. It's that we need to stop being following trends, and we need to be the trendsetters. And to do that, we all need to be on the same page. So from here on, we're all in.
Thank you, Jose. Very nice. Tommy, what do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to add to Jose because I agree a lot. And I would say if we look back 1 year, we were in a very different situation. And I think the guys we picked for the marketing bounty back then were the best we had in the ecosystem, right? And I think we suffered all from the situation that because OpenGov is so young, we had little strategy. And so it was a little bit hard for the marketing team to figure out what are the specific strategic points, right? So they picked their own strategic points and went with that. But over time, we would converge on a high level strategy, right? And so this is happening right now. And so I think it's you can make a transition very hard, or you can make it soft, but in the end there is a transition, right? And so I think if we understand what the direction is now, we can make strong moves in that direction.
I don't remember. I think it was Gavin Wood's speech on stage at Sub-Zero where he was talking about the qualities of an autonomous agent, and one of the qualities was that they're comfortable with transition and change. Wasn't that the case? So, okay. Florentina, what do you think?
Yeah, I just wanted to expand a little bit on what Tommy was saying. I agree that definitely we need a clear strategy, right? And I don't know, at least for me, it was not very clear what the strategy of the marketing bounty was. I'm sure they had one. It was just very opaque, I guess, in many ways. And we did see this expressed by many people in the community on the forum, despite I agree what Jose is saying, that we need to be constructive in the forum, and some people were not necessarily being so. But in general, you could hear the community screaming on this topic. So it was surprising to me to see this ref pop up with the initiative of the Web3 Foundation, although at the same time not as surprising because of exactly what we've been talking about and what Gavin has been talking about, having a clearer strategy and direction and knowing where we're going as a whole. So I'm looking forward to what can come out of this, and also what can be learned from the experience and everything that they contributed, the curators of the current marketing bounty, and see how we can move forward from there. I don't think it's about just erasing everything and starting over, but it's just continuing from there and just taking everything that we can from what has been learned.
Yeah, hey, this brings up an interesting point, and maybe, Krem, you could clear this up. This ref that popped up, it kind of popped up just I don't know, 5 days or 7 days after this forum post by Jeeper, which just in a very neutral way broke down the expenses of the marketing bounty. As Florentina said, it spurred a lot of discourse underneath. But did the Web3 Foundation post this ref as a response to that forum post, or was this already in process? Was it reactionary, or was it thought out?
Thanks for the question, Jay. It definitely feeds into the proposal, but it's as Tommy was mentioning, like it's one act out of a whole strategy about how OpenGov Treasury is working so far. So yes, it does connect to that, but it's not a reaction to it. You don't want to see my DMs or the emails we receive in every now and then about every bounty, not just this bounty. And basically, we have resources and analytical capacity, basically. We use these to strengthen Treasury governance. And is the design working correctly or not is another question. But yeah, this forum boss is one out of many qualitative things that we had and quantitative proofs that we had about many of the other bounties as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I just before I throw it back to Jose, one thing I wanted to add to this discussion is the structure of bounties in general. How a lot of these bounties, like Tommy was saying, these curators were the best we had at the time, but maybe the structure and the relationship we have with bounties, they were kind of set up to fail from the beginning. Bounties, I think initially, if I remember correctly, I think it was Sean maybe who suggested the idea of bounties, and it was the idea of these RFPs, putting out a call for action with a little purse, and then people could respond and we could tender offers. I think that was the original intention of bounties, but what they've really become is just a sub-treasury with kind of a Gov1 council fielding incoming requests again and then paying out. So yeah, that's kind of the expectations of bounties, and then the result is that what we get from bounties is more or less what is brought in. I think the marketing bounty curators, I think they did do some outreach, and they did go and they did have a vision they were trying to execute on. But in general, I think they were fielding a lot of incoming proposals, and we see that with a lot of the bounties. Events bounty is another one where actually they have some events they want covered, but then also there's this event suggestions coming in as well that they have to field. So yeah, we could definitely improve on that. Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree in a certain degree with what you're saying. There were quite a bit of a conflict of interest within the members, so that was questionable. And the fact that the lack of transparency and the lack of listening to the community brought this up. If it wasn't the Web3 Foundation putting that proposal on, we would have done it as a DAO. We were thinking about it. We discussed at length, and we all agree on the shortcomings of the structure of the bounties themselves and the membership of it. So it was I applaud the Web3 Foundation on this, but the way they structure the membership of not just the marketing bounty, but I will mention the events bounty, had the members, they need to be working all at arm's length, and it seemed that didn't happen. So we try to step up, but with the fear of, are we just breaking something that it doesn't need to be break, and how do we make the change happen? We didn't find a way, but I applaud the Web3 Foundation for doing it.
Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
Thanks, Jose. I just want to say something. I think there's a huge difference between talking about curators, members, structure of one bounty, and say like curator X did something wrong or something, and the system, and the other thing, which is the system allows things that should not happen, so to say. We're trying to work on and identify the system problem and work on it. And this could apply to many other bounties, not just the marketing bounty itself. So I really feel like we should steer away from any conversation about individual members or individual projects, etc., and try to fix the system itself.
Nice, great call. One fix to the system is Bounty V2, Bounty Palette V2. Tommy, I think on the Open Dev call we got an update on that, right? It was undergoing final review or something like that. Do you remember that? No,
yeah,
something like this. Bounty V2. It's going to be definitely nice to be able to manage stable coins and other assets besides DOT. That's going to save us millions of dollars. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we did not get a time frame, but it was these like final audit things.
Yeah, it's just the final mile there, which is always the hardest. I'm looking at on the screen here, Tommy. We have your rubric, your chart of all the bounties. So we're talking about the marketing bounty here, and at the time that you made this, this had around 640,000 DOT remaining. As we said earlier, another ref has been proposed by OTAR to close a bounty. This is to close the Pioneer Prize bounty, and this is the Subtreasury that's absolutely stacked. 703,000 DOT is in that bounty right now. And you marked it as inactive, although I think we discovered on the show a few weeks ago that the curators maybe were still getting paid, or was that the Rust? It was the Rust one. That was a different one.
There was a recent payout, but that was to close down some existing project where work already has been done. And then, from what we heard, that was the final thing.
Yeah, but just looking at this chart, there's quite a lot of DOT to reclaim here. If we find these bounties could be better structured, and maybe with clear mission. So I think we're just getting started here. OTAR technically works for the Treasury itself under the Just company that Raul used to be a part of. And so they're doing some work on behalf of token holders here to close down this bounty. Yeah, interesting times. Krem, did you want to say anything else before we move on here? Really appreciate you coming on the show in your jet lag
No,
state.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you guys later.
Cool.
Bye.
Cool, man. See you. Yeah, so interesting times ahead. We'll have to see what happens there. Let's continue on with the show here. A few more things to discuss. Sticking on the Treasurer track, we have Treasury Guardian still attempting to ensure accountability for this final payment to Sub-Zero based on whether or not they hit certain metrics. I believe that they hit all their metrics. So, yeah, but this has no support whatsoever. 25.29 million against and no decision deposit right now. So, yeah, that's going to probably not make it. Whitelisted caller track, Oliver looking to set the asset rates for USDT and USDC. This with 105 million DOT on the I side and just about to enter confirmation period. Let's just double check. Maybe it already is. No, very close. This is going to be passed within an hour or so. I'm not sure. But that's going to fix that small problem from the migration. Wish for change to preserve DOT from the Treasury burn. This is one that I posted. This is looking healthy now with 20.77 million DOT on the I side and 10.89 million DOT against. This one's looking to enter confirmation in 17.5 days. Root track. Gavin Wood's Polkadot People Initiative. This one doing very well now with 28.39 million DOT on the I side. Chaos DAO really carrying this one. An anonymous account with 12 million DOT also up there on the I side. And then against is Red DAO and POS.dog. The DVs don't have access to vote on this chain, on this track, on the root track. So this is just a raw DOT voting power from holders. And then OTAR also here on the big spender track for the Paseo top up request. This, of course, is in DOT. When Bounty Palette V2 comes out, we can request something else, but this is a DOT request to keep the Paseo testnet going. Damsky looking to ratify. Oh, so ratifying the approved payout for the chaotic marketplace. This was approved with like 80% or something, but due to an Asset Hub migration error, the payment didn't go through. But look at this. This is actually on the line right now. So we have Permanence DAO on the I side. Wait, we gotta refresh this page now because this is breaking news. So we have Permanence DAO on the I side here. Florentina, you're also on the I side, but who's against? POS dog is against, not a DV, but POS dog is against on this one. That's a little rude to not ratify a formally agreed upon payout. But yeah, probably this will be okay in the end. We'll check on that next week. Okay, here's Treasury Guardian's third proposal here. You mentioned this at the beginning of the show, Florentina. Treasury Guardian here now with, let's see what this is, 22.8. 23.4, 39.4 thousand USDC now. And do they have a little rundown of what's different here? Recent changes based on community feedback. They removed the last milestone to lower the total ask. And the reward caps have been changed for the Treasury Guardians themselves. And they have completed the Asset Hub migration. So this project is really getting slammed so far. We have one vote on the I side here with $1 million. I'm going to check who that is right now. Might be, oh, POS Dog on the I side here. So who is this POS Dog character? Who is this POS Dog character? Let's dig in. Let's go as far as Polkadot's legacy identity system will get us here. We do have an email here. Let's check. Where is this leading us? Polkadot at pos.dog. That's not helpful. Website? pos.dog. Okay, let's dive into the website here. Ooh, maybe it's hosted on Cloudflare because it's not available right now. Okay, mystery group pos.dog. They are available on Matrix though if you want to reach out. Mayu, MAOYU, matrix.org if you want to reach out to pos.dog. All right, mystery continues, but nice to see a new voter here with a strong opinion. Florentino, what's up?
Yeah, I was just looking at the vote history of this account. It's quite short, as you say. Somebody new. The first one they voted on was actually the one for Gavin's Polkadot People Initiative, nay.
Against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one you mentioned for the ratifying Damsky's chaotic one.
Really against.
Yeah. And then I for this one, Treasury Guardian, and I for closing the Polkadot Pioneers prize bounty. Interesting. Let's see what else they vote on in the future.
Yeah. Contrarian dog. That's good. I can see a little bit of a voting position here. A validator. I'm assuming it's a validator, proof of stake. I don't know, but maybe a validator against Gavin's economic reform. Kind of makes sense. A validator against spending on an NFT marketplace makes sense. And then in favor of OpenGov accountability and in favor of closing bounties.
If I remember correctly, yes, POS Dog is a validator.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So that's pretty coherent, but cool. Must be how much raw voting power? How much raw dot do they have? They have $1 million. They have $1 million, and they're at 1x conviction. So this could actually be a serious voter. Florentina.
I see 16 Polkadot validators with that name in the active set right now, at least. And they might have more that are not in the active set.
Wow. Okay, so this is a validation enterprise, multiple nodes running and humming. And are you able to tell how old those nodes are? How long they've been around?
Sorry, there was a second page. It's way more than 16.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like 28 or something right now.
28
in the active
validators.
set.
28 validators
Yeah.
in the active set?
Yeah.
Who is this?
I don't know how old.
You're not
I
able
don't
to see
know.
how
Maybe
old.
Vic knows more.
Can you click into their what appears to be, I don't know, just click into any and see how far back the rewards go. Can you do that?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Okay, let's take a look.
Talk about something else in the meantime.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, I'm gonna
I
read.
see the first Google result I see is who is Postdoc in the Tezos community from 3 years ago.
From the Tezos community.
Yeah, subreddit, Tezos subreddit.
Ooh, okay, I'm reaching out on
Not sure if it's the same. Is it a hostile takeover? Dun, dun.
Okay, Mao Lulu is the name on Element. So I'm gonna send Mao a message. Hey Mao.
I was from from Tesos too. I came together to Polkadot. I don't recognize the name.
Okay, we're reaching out to Mao Lulu on Element here. We'll see if we get him.
So they were active in Tezos governance 4 years ago.
Tezos reminds me in my early like days when I was just like exploring crypto through YouTube. There was this beach bum guy in Thailand, and he was telling me and all his audience that like Tezos was going to 1000x. I just remember that, and I don't think it did. Hopefully his life in Thailand is still going all right, though.
They had a good vision. I mean, the Braymans, they
Yeah, Tezos was cool. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they had the governance thing too. I mean, they basically started in there with the premise of let's vote, right? But it's a fictitious vote because you need to upgrade your validator to really not fork the net, right? It's not that like Polkadot that is self-amended. So it's a big difference, right? So
the Reddit thread says they were active 4 years ago as Polkadot validators.
Exactly, rewards go all the way back to even 2020, late 2020. Yeah.
Wow. Well, definitely they've been holding on to some of the rewards. If they have a million dot to throw around here. Wow, big stakeholder. This is exciting. I love to see a big holder participating in OpenGov, and obviously somebody with a lot of love for the network. Very, very cool. Okay, I reached out on Element. We'll see if Mao Lulu responds. But yeah, MAO Lulu LULU. I don't know if that's going to yield any results. But yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else? Oh yeah, we had Edgar and Hope on the show last week. Remember this this Fly wallet thing? FAA trusted issuer for credentials and a self-sovereign identity wallet. But then there was that whole Kilt situation where just after they posted, Kilt announced that they were winding down operations. So I spoke with them a little bit at Sub-Zero, and they were exploring different options for a way forward here. And we don't have them on the show this week, but we'll see if they have a solution going forward. 96,000 USDC, and this is a new ref that was posted. Nope, this is the same ref actually. Still waiting for a decision deposit, and yeah, that's the situation over there. Finally, confirming refs this week. Tian's funding request for reactive dot and related developments, 24,750 USDC, is in the confirmation period, 83.5% in favor. That's big congratulations to Tian over there. This library, well supported by the voting community. Very, very cool. By the way, Nadro in the chat says that POS Dog has 10 million dot. They're a holder with 10 million dot. Nadro can do or has the ability to look deep into different accounts here. So he sees 10 million dot for POS Dog. That's 60 million dot at 6x conviction if they ever wanted to throw all their weight into the ring. So look, a new lord of OpenGov possibly. Well, we'll see how much they want, how much conviction they have. 10 million dot though, that's amazing. They have been stacking their staking rewards. Very, very cool. Okay, hey, look, I'm going to open it up to the panel. We had a really interesting talk today. Anybody else have something they want to share before we head out? You know, I'm doing all day processing the talks
like
on stage. Yeah, Jose.
great speech from Gavin in Buenos Aires in the law faculty. Really, it got in my head and I could not sleep. I needed to put things down a little bit. Really promising, the intersection between governance, AI, and blockchain. It's they have to work together, all of them. So this huge experiment that we are just having here in Polkadot with governance is going to ripple throughout, and we need to advance this. We need to show how to do this because no one knows how to do this, and we have it. So from this point on, I see a great future, really. So whenever that comes out, I recommend everyone to listen to it carefully. So yeah, that was really good.
You're talking about a speech with the PBA. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And Filippi, I think is her name.
Yeah.
Related to a cat individual from the community.
Yeah, Geodosis.
Yeah, and someone from the Faculty of Law here in Argentina, a visionary policymaker. It was good. It got heated. You could feel it, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, it's good. Was good overall." So Yeah, highly recommend.
Can't wait to see it.
And I think we will get a good meme from Gavin out of it also once the video drops. What law?
Oh,
Which country? What law? Which country? What law?
Yeah, right. Some of the behind the scenes on Regulatory Rewind yesterday, the lawyers had some thoughts about what was being said. So that's okay, that's fun. Definitely looking forward to that. Very, very cool. Guys, thanks for being here this week. We are back on the Coos with our regular programming, the Friday Night News Pump tomorrow. On Sunday, we have Reem Jet on the show talking about products. He's head of product at Parity, and we recorded this at the Parity Retreat. Very, very cool talk with him. I've been wanting to get him on the show for a long time, and it was definitely worth the wait. So check out that on Sunday. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.